Hey, Seth? Do you have a minute? I had something I wanted to ask you about my wedding.
Oh, hi, Erica. I'm on my lunch break right now, so we can talk for a bit. Why are you coming to me, though? Wouldn't you be better off asking Mom about wedding stuff? I'm sure you're aware that me and my husband didn't have a regular wedding ceremony. We decided not to invest in that when we got married. So I'm not really sure how much help I can be if you have any questions about planning your own.
Well, it's not that I wanted to ask you about how to plan for it or anything. I just wanted to ask you something about who I'll be inviting.
What is it exactly? If it's hard to describe in writing, do you want to call instead?
No, I think I'd be better off saying it in a text message, if that's okay with you. It would probably be harder to say over the phone, actually.
Whatever floats your boat. Well, don't keep me in suspense any longer over here. What is it you want to ask?
Well, I told you that I was going to be quitting my job after I got married, right?
Oh yeah, I remember you saying something about that. You're going to switch to a new position at your fiancé's dad's company, right? Some kind of big-name food company? I remember you said that that's the kind of industry you've always wanted to work in. Sounds like a good career move if you ask me. I remember you had your doubts even back when you first started at your current job, so getting married seems like a perfect time to make the change.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. But that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. My soon-to-be husband's dad is the current company CEO, you know? So in all likelihood, that means that when he retires, his son is going to be the one to take the reins of the company. So he's kind of like a really important person. So I was thinking that it would only make sense for big business executives and other important people to come to our wedding.
Well, when you put it like that, I guess that makes sense.
And so, don't take this the wrong way, okay? I'm not trying to be mean or anything here. If it were up to me, I wouldn't even be saying this.
Quit beating around the bush. Spit it out already. If you can't say it right now, just text me again later. I'll just go back to my lunch break if you're just going to waste my time here.
Sis, just wait a minute, okay? I'll tell you right now.
Well, what is it?
Well, my fiancé's dad and the rest of his family told me that they don't want to invite any unsuitable people to our wedding. They run a pretty major company, you know? There's probably going to be a couple people from the press covering this whole thing, whether we like it or not. So they have to worry about their public image, you know?
What are you trying to say?
Well, they kind of asked me not to invite you and your husband.
Did your future father-in-law really say that? I know you're about to be married into this super wealthy family and everything, but don't you think that's kind of unfair? We're your family too, aren't we? We deserve to be there as much as anyone else. I've never met your fiancé's dad, but I can't believe he'd seriously try to keep us out of the wedding like that.
Well, it's supposed to be a super high-class, glamorous event, you know? If a couple of the guests are obviously from lower-income homes with appearances to match, then it'd kind of clash with the rest of the atmosphere.
Is that what he said too?
I swear I'm not just saying this myself. Like I said, things would be completely different if it were up to me. I want you guys to come. I really do.
But really? Lower income? Does he think we're living on welfare or something? We both have full-time jobs and pay our taxes like anyone else.
But you two started your own business right after you finished high school, right? Neither of you even has a degree. If you ever applied to a real company, most of them wouldn't even give you the time of day. Especially not the big ones like where my fiancé works.
Suggesting that my husband and I's business isn't a real company is pretty rude, Erica. Either way, it's not like everyone who doesn't work at a major company like your fiancé's is totally destitute. Plenty of people make perfectly respectable livings as self-employed individuals. Some even build their fortune that way.
But most of them don't. Lots of independently founded businesses fail before long, and their founders are left without anything at all. Even if that hasn't happened to you guys yet, the public image associated with that career path just isn't very flattering. If your business flops, you won't have any other career paths open since you've only got a high school education. You won't be able to get hired anywhere else, so you'll end up working some dead-end part-time job or worse.
This is all stuff you heard from your fiancé's dad, right?
Right, of course. I don't actually believe any of that stuff, but that's just how he and his family see things.
I see. Well then, I think I'd like to sit down and have a conversation with him. It sounds like they have quite a few misconceptions about us and our business.
A conversation with who, exactly?
Your fiancé's parents, who are apparently so opposed to my husband and I coming to your wedding, of course.
That's really not a good idea, sis. I'm serious. There isn't anything you can say that will make them change their minds. You'll only make things worse if you try talking to them.
But didn't you say you wanted us to come?
Well, yeah, if it were up to me.
Well, then I feel like I should do my best to make that possibility into a reality.
I appreciate it, but I really don't think that anything good is going to come from you reaching out to them. Remember, this guy isn't just going to be my father-in-law, but my new boss, too. I'm starting a new job at their company as soon as we get married. So I'd really like to be on good terms with him, understand? I don't want to do anything to rock the boat right now. Please just let this one go, sis. I'm sorry. Try to understand that this is really hard for me too. But I really need to think about my future here.
So you're just going to go along with whatever they say without putting up any resistance at all?
I'm sorry, sis. I promise I'll set aside an extra gift bag to give to you later as a souvenir, okay? After the wedding, we can even come over to you guys' place for dinner or something. That reminds me, you two moved a few months ago, didn't you? You still haven't told me your new address. It might be a bit late, but why don't we make it into a joint marriage celebration / belated housewarming party with the four of us?
So let me make sure I've got this straight. My husband and I can't attend my own sister's wedding ceremony. And the reason for this is that her fiancé's parents don't want us there, because they think that we're undesirable due to our academic and professional backgrounds. I'm sorry, but this really isn't making any sense to me. I think I better talk to them directly after all.
How do you plan on going about doing that? You don't have any of their contact information after all.
Don't worry about that. Just let me handle this in my own way.
Please, wait, sis! I'm telling you, whatever you're planning isn't a good idea. I told you I don't want to stir up any trouble here. I'm being serious here. I understand if your feelings are hurt, but please just respect their wishes.
Okay, fine. I promise I won't do anything to stir up any trouble with your future in-laws.
Oh, thank you, sis.
Hello, Mr. Sharpton. I hope you are doing well. Do you have a moment?
Of course. This is about work, I presume. I must extend my sincere thanks for agreeing to enter into a contract with our esteemed company.
My husband and I were quite impressed with the enthusiasm displayed by your company's salespeople. You certainly seem to have some remarkably good employees under your wing.
Oh, thank you so much for your kind words. I'll be sure to send your regards to our sales department.
Setting that aside for now, I wanted to speak to you about our contract.
Oh dear, is there some sort of problem with it? I promise I'll have one of our managers sort it out right away.
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with the contract itself. But it sounds like you've arbitrarily decided that my husband and I are undesirable because we're self-employed with nothing more than high school diplomas. If that's the case, I wanted to ask whether or not you'd rather cancel the contract entirely. This isn't a question for your managers, but for you as the CEO, Mr. Sharpton.
I'm sorry? I'm afraid I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
You are aware that my younger sister will be marrying your son, yes?
Of course. It was when our families met for the first time that we exchanged business cards, which eventually led to our current business relationship. I owe my son a great debt of thanks for making this all possible. The wedding is sure to be a splendid affair, and I'm truly looking forward to it.
Well, I just spoke to my sister who lamented that she had been told not to invite us, because we weren't up to the standards of high status expected of the guests at such an occasion.
Who on earth told her something so outrageous?
Were you not aware of this, Mr. Sharpton?
I most certainly was not. The planning of the wedding was to be left entirely to my son and Erica. I had agreed to offer them some financial support for the festivities, but my wife and I both agreed not to meddle in their affairs.
That's understandable.
So I have no idea where Erica heard such a load of hogwash. My wife and I are very much looking forward to the wedding ceremony. I would expect that the same is true for Erica's family members, so I can't fathom any reason why you, as her older sister, would not be welcome, Nicole.
I'm very glad to hear you say that, sir. It seems like my suspicions were right all along.
Your suspicions?
Oh, don't mind that. It's nothing for you to be concerned about, sir. Is it all right if I just add one more thing?
Please, go right ahead.
If it happens that you don't see me or my husband on the day of the wedding, would you be willing to rethink allowing your son to marry my sister?
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
If you don't, I'm afraid I'll have to nullify our contract.
Please, wait just a moment. What exactly is this about, Nicole?
I'll give you a more detailed explanation if that is what ends up happening. I wouldn't want to color your judgment before we know how things will go. I think it would be best for you to see the outcome without any preconceived notions.
I still don't understand what it is you're talking about, but very well.
For now, let's just assume that everything will go as planned, and the wedding will be a joyous time for all involved.
Sis, why didn't you listen to me? I told you the groom's father didn't want you to come to the wedding, didn't I?
Don't you think it's appropriate for your own family to be at your wedding?
The ceremony itself is a private event, so I guess that's okay. But a lot more people are going to show up once the reception starts. A bunch of people from his company will be here, plus some super important business partners and clients of his. You can stay for the ceremony, but I'm begging you, please stay out of the reception. You and your husband should just head straight home.
Let me just confirm something with you. The groom's father is the one rejecting us today, correct?
I'm sorry, sis. I really didn't want to have to do this to you. And I don't want to sound like I'm blaming it all on his dad either. I hope that once we get past this, we'll all be able to get along as one big family. I really don't want this to leave you with any bad impressions of him or his parents. That's why this has been so hard for me, too. Right now, I feel like I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. You're my sister, and I love you. But I also don't want to ruin this for my new husband either.
So you're doing what you think is best for me, then?
Of course.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, obviously. What are you saying? I love you, and I don't want you to get chewed out by my new father-in-law. I wish you could be at the reception, but there's going to be all sorts of rich, important people there. You'll only get the evil eye from everyone if you show your face there. I don't know how I'll explain it to everyone else if you and your husband are just walking around like you're on their level. So please, head home as soon as the ceremony's over, okay?
Erica, can you be honest with me? I'm giving you a chance here. Is it really the groom's father who doesn't want us to attend the wedding reception? Or is it really you?
I swear on my life it's him.
Then maybe I'll just go up and give him a piece of my mind. He's sitting in front of me right now.
Wait, what?
All the relatives are in the same waiting room right now, and everyone's introducing themselves to each other.
Wait, sis, don't do that.
Why not? Because I'll find out that you're the real reason that you don't want my husband and me at the wedding reception. Enough beating around the bush, Erica. Stop trying to pin this on somebody else.
What the heck are you talking about?
You're still trying to play dumb? This isn't even the first time you've done something like this. Ever since we were kids, you'd always act like you were just repeating something someone else said instead of taking responsibility for your own words. You'd use some roundabout excuse to keep your image sparkly clean.
That's not true at all.
I still remember how you used to tell Mom things like, "Nicole said she doesn't want pizza for dinner tonight." Or how you told your friends that I said you shouldn't hang out with them anymore. You'd always act like the unfortunate bearer of bad news when really you were just making it look like I was the bad guy. All because you wanted to avoid responsibility for your own selfish thoughts.
I'm telling you, none of that's true. I've never done that, even once.
Do you really think I hadn't noticed? Because you'd spread lies like that around. I ended up scorned by everyone in our school, and all my friends ditched me. That's why I left home as soon as I graduated. I wanted to get as far away from you as possible so I could get my life back on track. Now that I've got that off my chest, how about you? Feel like being honest yet?
I don't think a runaway who's barely making more than minimum wage with her scuzzy husband has any right to be at my wedding.
Aha, there it is. It looks like I was right all along. That's how you really felt.
You two never even went to college. What right do you have to sit with everyone else at this kind of fancy wedding? Everyone here is on a whole different level from you. Don't you get it? I'm about to marry the son of one of the most important businessmen in the country. My new luxurious life is just about to get started. It'd be way too embarrassing to have a pair of borderline charity cases like you two clinging to me at a time like this. But of course, you wouldn't know anything about shame, would you?
So you're embarrassed to call me family. Is that what you're saying?
Obviously. Who wouldn't be embarrassed to have an uneducated loser like you in their family? Just take your pathetic husband and get out of here already.
I guess we'll cancel our contract then.
What? Contract? What the heck are you talking about? What contract?
The contract my husband and I had with the company that your groom's father runs.
What? What do you mean? What kind of contract?
What kind of company was it that he's the CEO of again?
They're a food and beverage company. They own several restaurant chains, import different foods from overseas, produce all kinds of frozen and shelf-stable foods, and more. It's no exaggeration to say they're single-handedly keeping the country fed. I'll be working in their new division that's developing utensils and kitchen appliances.
I take it you're aware of their new line of frozen products they'll be distributing to grocery and convenience stores next year, then?
Of course! I may not work there yet, but I was given a full primer on the complete new product lineup and development roadmap.
Well, my husband and I are the ones who designed those products.
Wait, what? How is that possible?
Oh, have I never told you, Erica? My husband and I run our own restaurant.
A restaurant?
During our work, we came up with a whole menu of low-fat, high-protein dishes. We share the recipes publicly on our own YouTube channel. We don't show our faces in our videos, but our channel and restaurant have both become quite popular for people trying to diet.
You guys run a restaurant and have your own YouTube channel? Wait, are you the ones my fiancé was talking about? He said the company had finally secured a contract with a couple of highly renowned chefs after nearly 5 years of discussions. He also showed me some of their YouTube recipes so we could both diet a bit and be in better shape by the time of our wedding. You mean that was you guys?
Yep, that sounds like us. We had a deal with that company to develop 2 new lines of products. One based on our restaurant's classic menu, and another based on the diet recipes in our YouTube videos. But I guess I'll have to cancel the contract once I get home today.
Wait, you're kidding, right? You never told me any of this before.
Well, you never asked in the first place. You only knew that we were self-employed and didn't go to college, and assumed that we were running some crummy business out of our apartment.
Well, what was I supposed to think? Nobody without college education could ever hope to score such a big deal with a major company. Self-employed usually doesn't have a great connotation, you know. Besides, you guys didn't even have your own wedding, and I've never seen you wearing any nice clothes or jewelry. Do you even own a car? Of course, I didn't think you actually had those kinds of business connections.
I've never been all that interested in jewelry or high fashion. As for our wedding, we just decided we'd have our own private ceremony. We actually held it in Hawaii as the first leg of our honeymoon.
Hawaii? What do you mean, first leg?
We ended up traveling all around the world after that. We sampled all sorts of food in different countries, which gave us plenty of ideas for our own restaurant.
You traveled all around the world? You mean you went globetrotting?
More or less, yeah. We were all over the place. France, Germany, South Africa, India, China, Japan, Thailand, Mexico, Brazil. It was really eye-opening seeing all of their different national cuisines. I ate all sorts of things I could never dream of having at home.
Wait, really? Didn't it cost a ton of money to do all that traveling?
Well, it certainly cost more than a charity case could afford. Well, I'll be heading home now. I'll let you enjoy your wedding and deal with the fallout later.
Wait, sis! Hold on a sec! I totally had the wrong idea. I'm sorry I didn't know better. You're one of the CEO's business partners, right? Then you absolutely should be here. I'll be in serious trouble if he hears that I kicked you out. Sis? Are you there? Nicole, I'm so sorry. I really messed up. Please forgive me.
Even if I forgave you, I already did what I said I would.
It's been like living in a nightmare ever since you left today. My fiancé's dad decided to cancel the wedding ceremony, and he's been totally fuming at me since. My fiancé even said he was rethinking whether we should even get married at all.
I'm glad to hear they took my advice.
Advice? What do you mean?
I told his dad that he should rethink his son marrying you if I didn't end up attending the wedding.
Why would you do that, sis?
I didn't want the poor guy to rush into marrying you without knowing the kind of person you really are, that's all. But it's not like I said anything about you to him directly. I didn't even tell him that you told me not to come to the wedding, or that you tried to put the blame for that on him.
Then why did you tell him about it after?
I wasn't going to, as long as you didn't try to actually kick me out on the day of the wedding.
What?
Serves you right.
Do you have any idea what you've done? Right after you left, my fiancé and his dad were breathing down my neck in the wedding hall's lobby, demanding to know what was going on. They were furious that the business deal they finally landed after 5 years of negotiations had just gone up in smoke.
You're going to be joining their company, right? I told them that while cuisine is an important household form of communication, they'd be hiring someone who disrespects the family that provided her with that household in the first place. I also informed them that their new hire had a tendency to lie about others for the sake of their own interests. In the end, I regretfully had to inform them that we wanted no further business with a company who hires such employees.
Well, thanks to you, I got chewed out by all the other execs that came to the meeting. And now I'm not getting hired after all. And I doubt my old job will take me back at this point either. What am I supposed to do?
Sounds to me like you're getting your just desserts, sis.
What is your problem? Now I've got no job, possibly no husband, and I've got this huge debt for canceling the reception that I can't pay. Do you have any idea how much money I owe them now? I didn't even get any kind of gratuities from anyone to help cover it. How am I supposed to pay it off by myself?
Seems like a fitting punishment.
They told me that someone who spreads lies and misinformation could never hope to work for them.
What goes around comes around.
What is with you?
Everything you're complaining about is a result of your own actions coming back to bite you in the ass. I don't think you've got any right to come whining to me about your current predicament just because you were too stupid to see it coming. It's not my problem to fix.
You're my sister, aren't you? Help me out here. Talk to the CEO and explain how this was all a big misunderstanding. Help me save face.
I'd love to, but I don't have time for that right now. I need to work on editing videos for our YouTube channel. Then later, I need to go pick up some ingredients for the restaurant.
I'm sorry, okay? I apologize for everything. At least rethink canceling the contract. I'm begging you. If you just do that, it might be enough for me to get my job back.
Sorry, Erica, but I'm not going to do that just because you're my sister. You've got to learn to take responsibility for your own actions.
Sis, please!
I guess even after all that money Mom and Dad spent on your college education, you didn't end up learning anything important, huh?
I'll do anything you want, Nicole. I promise I'll never ask you for anything ever again. I need this marriage to work out. I've already made all sorts of sacrifices for it. Are you there, sis? Please come back. I'm sorry. Sis!
Erica had planned to register the marriage after the actual wedding, but since it ended up canceled, the marriage didn't happen at all. All she was left with was the debt from the last-minute cancellation of the wedding reception. Of course, she wasn't able to get her job at the groom's company, and wasn't able to get her old job back either. She asked our parents if she could move back in with them while she looked for a new place to work, but they refused. Some of Erica's friends who had shown up early overheard the commotion in the lobby, and have since put some distance between her and them as well. The last I heard of her, she had moved into a cheap apartment in some other city. As for my husband and I, we decided the following month to go through with the contract after all, and our products are back on track to hit store shelves next year. I wonder if Erica will spot them when she's out grocery shopping.